Hello. How's everyone doing? Sorry, I'm just opening one of the boxes still. This ukulele is something else. I know. The side camera is not on today, by the way, guys. So no side camera. Because I have it set up. I'll show you guys what I have it set up to. So, no side view. Which, honestly, we don't use all that much anyways. No side view today. JQ, thank you so much for a
full year
3.
with this beautiful man.
Oh my god.
Here's to another.
Thank you. Rip render view? Yeah, it is kind of the render view, huh? You should try a chest or helmet cam at some point. That would be funny. What's up, Tim? How you doing? How am I doing? Doing okay. I squeezed in a lot of work today. I also am almost done doing the design for the boxes for the Manta. It's nothing special, but we're going to do a box and a hard shell case. So it'll have both. Rip render view though kills me. Late Otos? No, we have... Okay, let me be real with you guys. I had to use the restroom, alright? So I was stuck on there for a moment, okay? Wait, Alex, was the Discord subscription set up? It was. It is. It's in the... If you guys want the Discord subscription, it's not tied to Twitch in any way. It's in the news section. I need to have like its own thing for it, but just so everyone can test it out if they want it, it's there. Hi Comic, how you doing? Like the train guy? What's up guys? Like I said, no side view today, so just don't expect a side view, but yeah, just we're just hanging out today. I can't wait to order my Manta, dude. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate that, man. It's definitely special if you designed it. Thank you. As you guys can see, the camera's on a different system today. I think, have I ever showed you guys this? Hold on, let me show you guys how it works.
We need a side view, Alex lol.
I mean, I can still make it work, but it just won't be the same. So, like, it won't be very nice. I've had one forever, dude. Hold on, let me connect it. One of them is not plugged in. The panning one, the twisting one's not plugged in, but basically, if I want to, I could, like, control it with my phone, you know? But, yeah, I've had one of these for ages. Mine is so banged up. Like, it is scuffed beyond all belief. I don't know why I never took good care of this. I think it's because... Oh, dude, actually, I know why. This software is shit for Edelcron stuff. It doesn't work well. Like, it glitches out like crazy. So I couldn't return it, so I ended up just keeping it, and I use it when I can. But I used it today to film something, and it was so bad. But they do have one thing that works very well, which is keeping something on a loop, basically. And I was considering making the side view a very, very slow pan the entire stream and back and forth. So it could be really cool. I used to do that for my face cam. If you guys remember, the face cam used to be on a swivel type thing where people could, you know, I don't know, a long time ago, that's how it used to work, but people told me they didn't quite like it. All around my back? Well, no, unfortunately it wouldn't be that cool. It's not that big. But it could just be cool enough. I don't know. I'm kind of talking out of my butt here. Yeah, and for sure, I'll take a look after stream. When's the Manta going to be up for GB? Manta... We got sent some of the manufacturing prototype photos today. Nothing worth... well, I mean, we could share it. I don't know if Bull wants to share it. But so far it looks cool. Very, very happy that it's coming along. And then hopefully we should have all of the actual prototypes at the end of the month. So... Did I get one now? For who? For what now? Oh, by the way, one sec. I need to also do this. Give me one moment, guys. I'm gonna go get something. Okay, so like I told you guys as well, there's going to be giveaways that happen all week. Well, we're going to do it exactly the way we did it last time, which seems to be everyone's favorite way of doing it, which means no pressure. If you guys don't want to give subs, don't worry about it. But when we hit these goals, then they'll be up. I'm going to keep them up probably until we'll do again one maximum a stream if we even hit it. But then if you guys don't, we'll just carry it over. First board will be, this is what called the CP01.
Can I get a little
01.
finger comb through the hair?
Thank you, Potato. Appreciate it, man. So the control panel will be the first thing we give away. If you guys remember this one here. JQ, thank you so much for the 10 tier 1s, man. The foot fell off, I think, while I picked it up, so I'll pick it up afterwards. But it was a cool board, a really cool board. I just, it feels like this was such a high-end piece of art that I never really got to fully use myself, so that'll be the first giveaway. And then, like I said, though, at the end of the stream is when we'll do it. Thank you, Boney. Appreciate that, man. That way there, we don't interrupt the prototype that we're doing today. Well, not prototyped. I guess the Neo60 core. Which, by the way, the Neo60 core, I didn't even know we were going to be covering this, to be completely honest with you guys. Thank you, Jedi, for the 5 tier 1s, man. I appreciate it, man. This angle makes me feel like I'm on Casting Couch and Alex is interviewing me. Wait, what? Huh? I just made a shawarma wrap with fried chicken, garlic sauce, veggies, and some baked potatoes as a side. Dude, I go crazy for shawarmas. Shawarmas are everything to me. Like, I am here for shawarmas every day of the week. I don't know what we got inside. I didn't get an option. This is the first time Cordy Keys has never given me an option for any of this stuff. But just to kind of go over some stuff before we even open this. This is going to be a unibody case design with an ultra slim side bezel, which I am like, that is my thing, thin side bezels. I already know visually I'm probably going to really like this case. It's very simple. It kind of does take some of the, looks from the other boards that they've made, but it's going to be a PCB gasket mount or an O-ring mount. All right, so that's pretty cool. To me, it's technically a dual mounting style. And then there's some other interesting things here too. We got they're kind of touting they have a very convenient way to build this board, which is called a lock and pull mechanism plus magnetic connectors. So we'll see. Essentially what that means, I'll show you guys, is it's taking a plate fork, you put it in, you twist it, and you can pull it out. So, it's convenient though. I'll say that much. And then the price point of this board is pretty crazy as well. It starts at $79, which is pretty nice. It has tons of different colors, I think just as much as the other boards did. Tons of different weight options as well. We have a black weight, a silver weight, gold, copper, silver, a PVD gold, I guess, and a mirror finish gold, and a dusk, which is that multicolored one. And like I said, lots of different colors and even spray coating. So silver, gray, black, teal, gray, gold, navy, purple, red. And then for spray coats, we got white, retro white, and nebula. Tons. There's one really nice image I can show you guys afterwards. But very, very nice. Now, I guess we're going to see what they gave us, because I have no idea. Like I said, this is the first time. They did tell me afterwards. They're like, oh, did you want to cover this? We already put your name down. So I was like, sure. So I don't actually know what's inside this. We have some stabs. I'm guessing this is just like the accessories box. What do we have in here? Alex, is the QK line more premium than the Neo line? No. Here's what I think. Oh, let me put the sub goal up. Here's where I think they've kind of differed a little bit. QK was, I feel, at one point supposed to be the more premium in the middle lineup. But then they took a step back and they're just like, well, after they released the Neo boards, and I guess how successful the Neo boards are, they just basically said, no, Neo is now that. QK is the silly lineup. And I don't mean silly in a bad way. I think the QK lineup nowadays is just the really out there designs, almost like Matrix-esque designs that they've done. So I'd say, I say silly just because I'm being stupid, but I think that's kind of where that lineup has gone. It's that visually out there lineup now. At least that's what they're making it seem like it's supposed to be. So yeah, more interesting, more creative, more out there designs. That's what I think it's becoming. It could take a 180. Maybe the QK lineup will just be the whatever lineup for them, if anything. But the Neo lineup seems to be the more simple, grounded designs. Matrix at home designs, maybe. I do like their QK stuff for people who like Matrix but don't, want to go all in on the style. So they sent us plastic plate, aluminum plate, and another plastic plate. I don't know if these plates are both the same here. I don't know. We'll take a look. And then what do we got for PCB option here? We got a hot swap PCB with some foam. Hi Wobbly, how you doing, man? Wobbly, I can't take it off my desk. One's POM and one's PP for sure. I just don't know which one's which. Actually, I do want to pull up their configurator because I read their Notion, but I feel like the configurator is probably better for me to kind of look at the price of the board we're actually going to build opposed to what the lowest price is. Because like I said, it starts at around $79 for plateless. If we end up using a plate today, which I think we're gonna, aluminum plate is probably what I want to use. If we had a solder PCB, it'd be $99. If we decided to go with the wired hot swap PCB, which what they gave us today, we have the wired one. I think this is wired. Yeah, $110 so far. And now we have to also see so we have to see now what we have for weight options and all that. So I do think I want to use aluminum for this, but they do have a lot of choices, which is fantastic. So Adam, thank you so much for gifting a sub.
Gifted a tier 1 sub to Anatar. They have given 13 gift subs in the channel.
But they have a lot of different plate options. We can go plateless, which is cool, which we're not going to today because it's hot swap. We have PP plate, palm plate, FR4, aluminum, and carbon fiber. Carbon fiber would have been neat. But I'm happy using aluminum today. I don't know if I'm going to use the plastic plate today. This versus the Agar is going to be interesting, albeit different 60% layouts. Yeah, very competitive right now. The Agar, I can tell you right now though, the Agar is a little out there in terms of design. Geese Boy, thank you so much for the Prime, I appreciate that. We have some screws, I'm just going to leave those in the bag. Gaskets and stuff, we'll leave those. And also synthetic, thank you so much for the Prime as well, man. And we have our O-ring. You know what, I'll just move these all to the side. Thank you. Wobbly, thank you so much for 10 tier 1s. Thank you, dude. God damn, dude. Alright, now let's see what they actually gave us here. Thank you, Wobbly. And thank you, Store. I appreciate that, man, for the tier 1. That is very kind, guys. Thank you, guys. So nice. Okay. This looks blue. Would you consider a keyboard tier level episode? Oh. Is it gray gold? No, this is not gray gold. Is this navy? Hold on, is this navy? What would this be considered? Is this gray gold? No, this is not gray gold. I think this is navy. Alex's fave color? It almost looks like a teal. Oh, this is teal. Yeah, you're right, this is teal. Is this close to what they're showing on the website here? I would not say this is close to the website color. It's close enough, I'd say. The website color definitely seems a bit more pungent. But yeah, this is definitely not the navy. This is most likely the teal. It is nice though. If I'm gonna do a blue, I'd prefer a blue like this. Move some of this foam out of the way, and I'll move this, put this back in the box too. Yeah. The framing of this board is really pretty. Let me show you guys. The framing of this is gorgeous. Those extremely thin side bezels are doing it for me. This small, ever so slight cherry lip on the front is also, I'm loving that. I think that looks really good. Very simple side profile. Again, unibody design, we like that. Very unicorn-inspired bottom weight, as we kind of talked about the other day. So that's kind of cool too. And this is a brass weight, but very unicorn-inspired. I like the way they did these kind of curved feet to go around the weight too. I'm going to put those on, actually. It's your fault that I'm hooked on thin side bezels. It just looks so clean on a keyboard to me. I think we just go with black, right? Yeah. I do like that they give you choices. Very, very pretty. And then we got that like compass logo that they've been using on their lineup, which is kind of growing on me. I love the Neo's teal color. I hope they get a 75 CU. Yeah, this is a nice color here. Normally I'm not into blues that much. Teals I can swing though, because teals go with a lot of sets that I have. Oh, you got your origami? Let's go, dude. Very nice. Yeah, I think most of the Neo lineup gives you this now. Well, I don't want to say most of. I could be wrong, but... Alright, I don't think I'm going to use any foams today either. So I think foams are off the table for me. But again, here's that side profile. This does look really, really sharp. Like, it's a very classic design. This is pretty much no frills.
Ralphman5 gifted a tier 1 sub to Kevin as 137.
And again, anno quality looks super good here. We don't have any of those like little weird issues with gaps because this is one piece. It's pretty hefty. And then front height, I believe they had that listed on their website here. The front height is 18.2 mil, and their typing angle is 8 degrees. And weight after build is roughly 1.53 kilos. So, one piece, not the anime. Do you see the face on the inside? Weight peeking through is the mouth, and the two eyes are the screws. Oh my gosh.
Swoop underscore gifted
Thank
a
you,
tier
Swoop.
1 sub to Jangolius.
Oh my gosh, dude. It does look good though. Again, no frills. I think when you compare this to, and let's go grab it for a second. I'm not going to grab the 60, I'll just grab the 65, because I have this 65 all built up. When you compare it to their other lineup, you know, when you compare it to the CU still gets the same treatment of the frame. Like, it's primarily the same kind of look here. But the CU has the prettier side profile. So you can tell more machining went into this. You know, and this is why they can justify the price of this a little bit lower. Also, this is one piece. So the CU definitely... It destroys this in terms of looks for me. Like, this is a much more elegant looking keyboard. However, I do prefer the feet on the core model. I think the core model has better feet placement. Not for nothing, I think it does. Am I going to have to move Norse to this board? We'll see, we'll see. Maybe I'll move it off of that board. The CU side profile never fails to amaze me at that price point. Yeah. It really is a good side profile. Thank you for all the content. Just built my first board yesterday, and all of your streams, videos, and guides helped a lot. Anytime, Synthetic. Appreciate the kind words, man. All right. So actually, let's double check. What would the price point of this now be if we got the anodized teal and I guess is considered the golden weight? And then wired hot swap as well as aluminum plate. So still 109. Not bad. Not bad at all. What are you linking, Ardang? Sorry? And then for the hot swap PCB, again, very, very pleasantly surprised with what Neo's doing here. Lots and lots of options. In fact, we even have ISO, don't we? We do have ISO. Now we have to double check if the plate supports that. It does. Lots of options. Did I get navy? Sorry, teal, my bad. Wait, what did Ardang link? Is this navy then that I got? I cannot tell. Navy looks way more blue in the photo. This looks more like teal. I'm still gonna think this is teal. Wow. All right, this is a killer PCB for that. For all things considered, this is a killer PCB with tons of options. I love to see that. And those are those points that you'd put the little, I don't even know what to call it, your little tool in and twist it and then pull this out. So, but Alex, no Alps compatibility. I'm sorry, Adam. My face went no Alps. Yeah, does it really have compat then? Plate also, tons. I don't know if I want to do plateless on a hot swap build. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know. I do like the little cover they have for the daughter board over here too. That's quite nice. The weight peeking through is kind of cool on the inside. I would have loved to see them do that stepped internal design that they have done on every other board they've done so far. I'm kind of shocked they didn't. I don't know how much machine time that would have added and how many more passes you would realistically need to do, but I am shocked that's not in there. Maybe for good reason though, we'll see. We're doing MX2As today. Everyone wanted MX2As for this, so everyone wanted it. So we'll see. Well, this weight here is the golden weight, so let's see what this actually consists of. Is the golden weight just aluminum? I'm not positive. They don't really show anything. I'm pretty sure it's just aluminum though. Because if you go to copper, I mean, maybe not. Maybe it is just aluminum though. But if you go to copper, it is $10 more. Yeah, copper is actually copper, then stainless steel is going to be the rest of them past that, I think. So I'm assuming the golden weight, even though it looks like it's a brass, I mean, it really does look like it's a brass. I'm assuming this is just aluminum. But I have no confirmation on that. They really don't say anything past that either. No. Yeah, they only have like a warning about the copper bottom. So, does it taste like brass or aluminum? I'm not sure. Also, Adam, did you see that they sold Pokémon Go to that company who apparently likes to milk apps out of monetization? I'm a little bummed. I don't think I'm gonna play Pokémon Go as much if they do decide to go that route. Yeah, sold for $3.5 billion. Pokémon Go. God damn. Yeah, they sold it. I think it went official today, right? This morning? Was it official this morning? I got really into the game, like, with a B. I got really into the game a few months ago, and I think me and Adam both have been playing pretty steady, but, like, it's kind of a bummer. Out of all these years, I just skipped playing. Crazy though. It's a lot of money. Let's do some stabs while we wait. Interesting board though. I'm really excited to see how this is going to sound. I think this is going to be a super big competition for the Agar, and then for basically anything O-ring. If this kind of hits, then this is going to be big competition for just about every O-ring board. Because I don't know if anything is competitive enough to even tackle the price point to this. But obviously you can like something different for different aesthetics and, lore of keyboards and stuff like that. Alex, when are you coming down here so we can have a Pokemon Go date? I do want to do more Pokemon Go. I told myself this summer I'm going to go outside more and play. Assuming that the app doesn't go to shit, so. There were so many good 60s coming out. I love this era. Me too, man. We're in such a good spot for 60%. Such a good spot. All right, let's do some stabs. So these are the Neo stabs. I like them. I have no problems using them. A little tougher to source them, but we've kind of already discussed that. Kind of a non-issue, I suppose. What board is GMK Metropolis on? That is the Lily by Gawk. It's not mine. I wish it was mine. It's actually Wobbly Cobblestones. So it was a commission board that he had me build. And I am insanely jealous. And he told me, he said I could use it for a few days. And it was the nicest thing anyone's told me all week. So, type on it. Is nice. I've been using it all day, and I got to admit, it's like I was just overjoyed typing on it. And like I said, I haven't felt this sense of like just missing out on a keyboard in quite some time, and it hit. Like I feel FOMO, and I haven't felt that way about a keyboard in, like I said, a while. So, oh well. I'm just glad I got to build one for someone, and I'm glad that Wobbly gets to have this. What switches? It was KeyGeek Y1X's. And I think there's, 2 variations of those, but I don't know which ones they were.
Another month with the most positive man in Keebs. 14 months is a nice start. But here's
Thank you, man. Oh, I appreciate that, bro. Thank you, dude. Hopefully many, many more. I love you guys. I love streaming, and I genuinely love this community that we've built, so hopefully many, many more of just hanging out. Very nice build, Wobbly. Gawkin, you did a great job. I mean, you technically assembled all this, so I'm gonna give credit to you as well, Wobbly. Alex starts saying if we don't hit the goal tomorrow, meanwhile 30 minutes in, we're almost there. Well, I try to. I mean, the whole point to some of these too, if you guys want to accelerate the goal, then so be it. But it's so people can just sub passively and the goal goes up, and we give giveaways no matter what. Alex, our 2-year anniversary is coming up. Has it been 2 years, Adam? What have you been up to anyways, Adam? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Burn, thank you so much for 5 tier 1s, man. I do appreciate that, my friend. I do appreciate that. School? I get that, dude. Has it been hitting hard, I guess? Looking for internships. In what field, if you don't mind me asking? Man, me too. Internship looking? Is it harder nowadays to look for internships? Or are companies all about that? Peter, thank you so much for a tier 1.
Peter Dag 1 gifted a tier 1 sub to Gargle Me Goop.
The name you gifted that to is hilarious too. Improv, thank you so much for the prime. I appreciate it. Thank you. Software engineer. How is that field? Is it kind of crowded these days, or how are you feeling about it, Adam? Interns or jobs in general? I know jobs are. I'm a little shocked about internships. If anyone in chat works in tech and their company does internships, let me know. Think about it like this, guys. Not only does your company get to fill an intern position, but you potentially get to hang out with Adam. That is a fair trade-off if I've ever heard one myself. Think about it. I just want to bring that up, you know? Whoever wants to intern for me, I will take you in as long as you work for free and like pizza. Pizza is good. Are you trying to sell them on it or not? Here's the real thing. You can get Adam to enter all of your giveaways, and you have suddenly a higher chance of winning. Not because you just have more bodies entering giveaways, but Adam is just really lucky. So nice. Cheese man, thank you so much.
My subscription can vote now.
Also, thank you, Ardang. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yeah, we'll do the giveaway later. Okay, we're going to do it after we finish the build and everything, okay, guys? I hate to do it afterwards, but I don't want to.
Ang5 gifted a tier 1 sub to 765 RS.
Let me work for a resin keycap whale and I'll find you your most wanted keycaps. How is the resin side of the hobby? How are artisans? I have been so far removed from that side of the hobby, and I just don't know. Is it still thriving? Is it slowed down? There was too much drama for my liking, which is why I kind of backed out. I have no idea what I'm doing all of a sudden. It's XT20 time? I was using the XT3 today, because that's my only last functioning, so I had to disassemble it from the side camera. So
God damn, dude.
It's been a little while for me too. I have not used the video capabilities of the Fuji cameras in quite some time, so that was interesting. Also, Mr. Buddy, thank you so much for the gifted, bro. Thank you. I'm enjoying my gifted sub from KBD fans. First timer here, just trying to figure out how to go full size. I don't know what's your budget right now, and I don't know if there's going to be extras of these. The intro, I think, was one of the better full-size boards in quite some time. And again, I don't know if you can somehow swing getting another one of those. Or I don't know if there's going to be extras, but dude, for real, that had to be one of the better full-size boards that's come out in a little while. Do I want dielectric on this? Yeah. Thank you guys again for the support. I appreciate you guys. Put a little bit of dielectric. I'm going to go really light on dielectric here and then add more if I need it. No, these are Neo clip-ins, which are equally fine. Like, I like them. Okay, and I also want to bring this up about the Neo60, the core unit. I'm a little shocked by the release date between this and the CU series. Like, it's not that I don't understand per se, it's just I'm a little bit blown away that they released two 60% back to back at the same time. So I would have thought maybe they would have just spaced it out differently, but I kind of appreciate the options. And it's not so much a negative thing. I just appreciate the options. So, target audience is different. Yeah, I guess there is a slight different target audience here. Realistically, you can get the intro, the 60 core for less than half the price almost of the other one. So, two different target audiences. You think so? I think once you start kind of getting all the bells and whistles of the core, the price point gets a little higher, right? I guess the 60 CU came as a pair to the 65 CU, and the core is a budget standalone. It is a very good price. Do you think the core looks better than the CU? I think there are slight things about this, just from a sound perspective, like, for example, the feet. This will probably work better on this board. It is what it is, though. It's interesting to see the pass-through weight on the bottom there. Does this have the stainless steel filler weights on where the batteries would go? It's very heavy, so I'm assuming it does. We'll take it apart here afterwards once I finish the PCB assembly. But I would assume this has the inserts. And I don't know if that also brings up the price. Sorry, guys. Big fan of the feet on the core. Yeah, I think this is how they should be doing it from now on. Alright, take another sip of coffee here. Yeah, the thin side bezels are what's selling me on this, man. Like, really selling me. Oh, you did it, Comic! So what's the next step for you? Are you going to try vendoring it, or are you going to have someone else try to vendor it? Alrighty. Yeah, let's just do full backspace. I was going to give you guys an option, but I want to do full backspace just for the sake of testing how the backspace sounds. All the wired models have stainless steel weights. The soldered have foam, and the tri-mode has batteries. The soldered has foam? Like in the bottom? The soldered unit? I mean, like I said, it's very heavy, so there's definitely something in here. I don't assume this is all aluminum. All right. We'll take it apart, though. Once I put the switches in, I lubed up another batch of MX2As. Excited to put these in. Can't go wrong with an O-ring MX2A build, you know? Can't really go wrong. It's the classic. Plus, we know how these switches sound. It's a good little test bench, if you want to call it that. It's a nice little test bench. We're going aluminum today. Yes. We've been in talks with Maddie's from Thought Exchange. We might do a very small one for people interested. No profit or anything. Oh, that's really cool. Just so people can enjoy it. I like to see that. I like to hear that a lot, actually. Although, I think I might grab a plate fork for this. Tone, thank you so much for the tier 1, man.
Can't wait for my Neo Ergo and CF plate for 75 Ku to come in. Gonna try Ghost Dragons and Sugar Rushes.
Dude, the Sugar Rushes, I was blown away by. You're gonna like the Sugar Rushes a lot. Genuinely so happy with those switches. MX Black on aluminum. Bold choices are being made. You know what else is really bold? And your sarcasm, bro. Your sarcasms is real bold. Alright? I can sense it from here. Give me a compliment now? Oh my god. You know what else is really bold? How much I love you, bro. Thanks for always being here and harassing me. I always appreciate it. And thanks for always making us laugh. Appreciate you, Annette. He really fucking did that, man. A bit more of a direct fuck you this time. No, for real, thank you, Annette. The timing of that compliment was impeccable. This Annette guy, man. That was the best time compliment ever. Oh, gosh. This guy. How hurt are you? I'm a little salty. It is what it is. What am I supposed to say? Damn, dude. I'm pumped to see how this is going to sound. I spent some time on these switches today, by the way. So this better sound good. I love pogo pins done right. Yeah, and it doesn't look like this is going to be one that has a hard spot or some sort of weird resonance. It's springy, which means they did it well. Not a hard implementation, but always nice to see when people implement it correctly. Do you film your MX2As or no? I pretty much always use 0.15 millimeters, but I've noticed recently there's too much. I typically use foam films. The reason why is because they compress better. So, do you have a link to the switch? This one, MX2A, is not on the build command tonight. But MX2As, who has them in stock other than Gion right now? Divinity's like always sold out. They're usually my vendor that I pick from the States. I don't know who has them in stock. Delta has them. Does Unikey have them? Does Omnitype have them? Are they unlubed from Omnitype? Or are they the lubed ones? Lubed? So if you do go with lubed, you just have to be very, very adamant about fixing some of the lube job. American vendors, I believe, but Canadian vendors, I know Mino Keys has them, I think. I don't know if R&D KBD has them. Does Kinetic Labs have them now? Oh no, those are Hyperglides. So Hyperglides are a little different. I think those are considered an MX1A mold. or 1.5 or something like that. I don't know what's considered, but I actually used a bunch of TX films for these. Are you planning to test a new novel key switch in a build? I actually just got another batch. Apparently these are the final, this came in today. These are the final iteration of the new lube. I say new, but the factory lube. So I'm gonna be honest, they feel really good. And they said like there's some differences in the way this is applied. They feel really fucking good. So I don't actually know. I'm gonna have to open this up. I literally got this a few minutes before stream. I'm gonna have to open it up and see where the differences are, but they feel extremely good. I'm excited. I think you guys are gonna like those switches from Novel Keys. But I haven't tested, like I said, the latest batch, but I have used the Novel Keys switches and they're good. So mold difference is the big thing, comic. I do feel like the new MX2As slightly sound a bit fuller. My own personal preference there. I think just because they refreshed the mold, you know, maybe some of the QC went up as well, but I do feel like they're a bit fuller sounding and just better overall. Smoother I was told, but I kind of almost disagree with the smoother bit. Maybe a little bit smoother. Not as heavily scratchy as some of the older ones. So the sales page on Kinetic Labs says MX2As, but the URL says Hyperglides. I can't believe, but I believe they're MX2As. Oh, maybe they just didn't upload. I'll message them about that. That's kind of confusing for sure. I do that sometimes too. Sometimes I forget about URLs. Sometimes they don't change, right? So, although these are actually the 1.15 or 1.25, whatever, the thicker films. These I don't know if I'd use again on MX2As. They're a little bit too thick, and they do make the plastic leg expand out a slight bit. So, how would you say the 60 core compares to the 60 CU so far? It's interesting, right? Because there's a few things I like more about the 60 core, like already. And the big thing is realistically, like the price point, obviously, it's great. We love to see that. But the feet placement is the big thing that I've noticed right off the bat. But with the 60 CU and the 65 CU, I liked having the stepped internal design, because I do feel like that does benefit a board. Now, it doesn't need that. It's a personal preference, you know, it's just something I like seeing in boards these days. But this is a lot simpler, and it could sound really good. I think the feet are the biggest thing that could make or break. Feet haters in the chat. You said you were using the 0.15. You know what? Where's my little baggie? I don't know where I put it, but they're the thicker ones of the TX ones. Is stepped internal harder on unibody designs? I'm not sure. I would assume no. But I'm honestly not sure. Oh god, this one here's not going in nice. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have used TX films on these. By stepped, you know in the 60 core, how it has like ridges on the internal over here? That's to help break up some sound profile. Like it helps direct sound and deflect sounds in different ways. This one here I'm just gonna put to the side. So that's what I mean by that. Can you give us a hot take for food? A hot take for food? I don't know if I have any hot takes right now. Hot take for food. I don't like ketchup. Is that a hot take? I think ketchup is ass on like everything. I'm trying to think of one. Pineapple on pizza? I don't mind pineapple on pizza. Also, hi Jedi, how you doing, man? Not a hot take? My man, ketchup's ass? That's a normal take? Really? Not liking ketchup? I feel like everybody I know likes ketchup. Hating on ketchup's understandable. I feel like you've heard every hot take I have to offer, guys. I'm trying my best to think of one right now. Soup hater? I don't like soup. Soup's alright. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I think soup's alright. Soup is great when I'm feeling sick. It makes me feel comfy. But outside of that, I don't really care for soup. And I don't think that's a hot take, though. Here's a weird one. Okay, again, maybe not a hot take, but lately, when I go out for wings, not gonna lie, guys, I've been just getting boneless. You know why I get boneless now? It's not that they taste better. They don't taste better. It's because I feel like I get more meat. I know, dude. Dude, hear me out. I also just feel like you get more. The other ones taste significantly better, I agree. But sometimes I go out and I'm like, all right, let me just get like a pound of wings because the prices are so fucking expensive nowadays. And then I just feel like I get more, you know? I know, Shy, I know. That's a good way to put it, too. It's called being a grown-ass man, understanding that. Yeah. It dawned on me a few weeks ago when I ordered wings. And I'm like, why am I getting boneless, man? And then I'm like, oh yeah, because they fill me up more. It sucks, but whatever, man. I remember when they used to give you, like, when it was a pound of wings, you'd get, like, a little extra for whatever reason. Like, it's certain places that I went to. But now they give you, like, 6 wings. And you barely feel full off of that. So, it is what it is. Majority of the weight in wings are the bones. Aren't the bones and wings rather light? Back in my day, okay, dude. Flats or drums? I'm good with either or. Like, if I can only pick one, like, let me tell you guys, I have no preference for this. But, yeah, like, flats taste better. For sure. But, like, I don't really care either way. Drums are an instrument. The cost of wing ratio is stupid. Yeah, it's dumb, dude. Just bit the bullet and get 2 pounds if you're going real wings. Dude, that's expensive. Last time I went to a wing place, they wanted like $35 for 2 pounds of wings with fries and a drink. That's kind of wild. Alright, I want to see what's inside this. This is already assembled. This is the hot swap unit, so this was really easy to assemble. Didn't take us much time at all. But I actually want to explore inside this to see what we got in here. I'm pretty positive we have those stainless steel inserts, but we'll see. We shall see. Now, over here. Redeem to hydrate? Give me one moment, and I'll hydrate. My wife and I went to eat some fancy restaurant on Valentine's Day, and the wings for 6 of them was $16. Bro, I'm telling you, dude. It's crazy, right? We went to, we were gonna order the other day, actually. We ended up not ordering because it was crazy. But we were looking at a Vietnamese place, and they had wings as an appetizer. And it's not exclusive to them, but I've just seen this. I've seen a lot of restaurants now offer wings as an appetizer, and it's usually in the 5 or 6 realm of wings. And they're charging like $15, $14. And I'm like, who's ordering this? But apparently they were like a popular menu item for that price. If you can only pick Milky Yellows or MX Blacks, but not both, for the rest of your life, what is your pick? Milky Yellows, I think, are more, they go with more. So I'd probably pick Milky Yellows. But it'd be a sad day. Like, I'd be feeling down in the dumps. Now, which ones do I unscrew for this? Do I unscrew all of them? I guess we're just unscrewing everything here. check your supermarket to see if they got bags of pre-seasoned wings. Yeah, we were doing that at one point. We've been kind of today, like for example, we had fish today because it was on sale. I guess you're doing all 6 here. Air fryer plus pre-seasoned wings go crazy. What brand do you guys normally get? Okay, share the brand. Absolutely zero hesitation. Did not expect that. Share the brand, guys. Oh yeah. Is this a magnet? Oh, this is a magnet. I had a feeling this was a magnet. I just didn't bother to check. Stainless steel weights. And there's the pogo pin connector kind of sitting on the ribbon cable, which gives it that little bit of bounciness to it. Very nice. I'm shocked that they haven't offered this machining pattern on the bottom weight yet. I'm shocked. And I don't know why they haven't. They really should. It is a nice pattern. I am also shooketh? Dude, for real. Like, why aren't they offering that? Well, that's nice. This is cool, for sure. Alright, well that's awesome. That's why it had the extra bit of weight here. Which now makes a lot more sense. Would be an instant cop if they had that machining finish. Like, would you guys pick this finish versus the, like, multicolored finish? I'd pick this finish. Absolutely. 100%, yes. Well, there you go. If you guys end up watching this from QWERTY Keys, we just did some research for you guys. I would never get that multicolor weight, like, ever. I think there's a time and place for it, but usually I don't like it. It looks nice on its own, but it's very tough to match with. What if it was actually a QK employee the entire time? What if you were Adam? What's up? How you doing? Can I try more QWERTY Keys ports? Fun fact, if you order the tri-mode, they won't let you order the stainless steel weights. I'm guessing that has something to do with the wireless connection. I would make that assumption. So, I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't know for certain. And then I think this is the batteries that would go there. I don't know if it would cause any interference, even if you wanted to use, like... Yeah, that's true. You know what? You are giving up the weights for the batteries there. But if you wanted to order them as extras, I don't know. I'm surprised they're not even offering that as an extra part, though. Which is also quite interesting, I guess. Alright. So now that we've seen that. So, now we get to pick how we're going to mount this. And I'm almost 90%... I'm almost 90% positive we're just going to use the O-ring. Because I don't know if they're touting this as just for plateless. But I have a feeling we're going to like the O-ring a little bit more. Yeah, the gaskets work for plateless, which is cool. Do the bags still suck? I mean, I think they're the same old bags, so maybe a little bit. And that is pretty much how this assembles. This is probably the easiest of all the QWERTY Keys boards to build, like, ever. Literally ever. I don't think we've had an easier time building a QWERTY Keys board. Not that they're difficult ever, but this is even easier. My friend just destroyed me in Halo? Halo, that's a game I haven't played in a while, man. Which one? I think this did not take much time at all. Which is crazy. But we are going to get some keycaps. I think I do want to move over Norse. I think Norse is a good choice for this. I think I may need to hit the case for it, though. So give me 1 second. We need a few more keycaps for it. How much do I need to pay you to put Nautilus on this? Do I have Nautilus on something? I don't know. Norse is a good matchup. Are you sure? It's a good match. 100 subs, says Jedi. No. Like, look how good that is with Norse, though, man. Alex, have you found that you can feel/hear the difference between single stage and double stage or triple? Like, so hear a difference? Okay. Actually, let me read it all first. I've written it off as a gimmick for ages because the force curves are pretty much identical, but I swapped my Mirandis to 2-stage springs for a TX single stage the other day, and I could actually hear a difference. So, did you swap out... Jack, here's the first question I have for you. Is when you swapped out the springs, were they the same length? That I want that answered first, and then I can kind of give you what I think from there. Longer springs compared to the shorter springs? Yeah. So right away, I can tell you, whenever I've swapped to a longer spring on anything, regardless of if I try to compensate for the weight, I've noticed that they're snappier, and I get a louder top-out sound, which does affect the sound of the switch. I've typically, before I started my whole spring, like which spring do I like best type thing, I typically kind of avoided going too long of a spring. Now I'm kind of vibing with them. Obviously, it depends on the build you're going with, but I think it's a side effect of the stages of a spring, just making the spring potentially a bit longer, that you're going to hear a bit of a top out. The stages themselves, like going from a 2-stage to a single stage, and I've even tried a 3-stage spring of the same length and weight, I didn't feel anything different. Like anything different at all. Nothing. It's the real answer there is purely the weight and the length of the spring seem to matter the most. It's also kind of like progressive springs, if you remember some of those when they were extremely popular. I don't think progressive springs really did anything to a Switch. Like, I think those were really a gimmick. And I think it's something we all kind of bought into when they were, going through their stages of popularity. But that's my answer for you. But yes, longer springs equal, for me, a quicker top out, which makes it a little bit louder. Mirandi stock spring is 18mm, and the TX is 18mm 62, and it was definitely more muted. Oh, so you're saying they were the exact same, Jack? Exact same length? Random off-topic question, but what keycap set is closest to Sloth? Ooh, Cafe maybe? Maybe Cafe? Could be Spring Ping versus not. TX is very quiet. Yeah, it could also be the quality of the springs too. That's very true. A lot of stock springs kind of have a loud metallic-y noise. I'd say Sloth is probably the closest to Sloth. Adam is giving us all the good answers, dude. Damn. In that case there, yeah, maybe it comes down to just literally the quality of the spring. I have noticed that too. Like, there are certain springs that just are better quality that sound and feel better in Switches. Bro is spot on? No, for real, dude. He really is. After we build this, by the way, I know we're taking the keycaps off of this, and I think I took the keycaps off the other one too, but I'm going to have to sit here and really think how this compares to the CU. Speaking of spring weights, I've been daily driving some Gateron EF Curries with double shot PBT cap profile keycaps, and I swear that I can hear resonance at the top of each top out. It's as if the keycaps vibrating and bouncing up ever so slightly. Are the keycaps loose on the Switch by any chance? Because that could happen if they're really loose. I have to admit, I miss Adam. Adam is always a good laugh, man. Adam makes us all smile, so yes. I missed him too. I did miss Adam. Are you going to be building the NRD Oku? I wish. I don't know if I am, but maybe for someone else. I wish, though, is the answer. That's all I can give you. Unfortunately, is I wish. Any tips on removing keycaps in the corners? You can just kind of get your wire under one edge of the corner here and kind of wiggle it up. Like that could help. But either way, like when I'm in a corner over here, just slide down and twist. Don't be afraid to, I mean, not that you want to be scraping the edge of the case there, but don't be afraid to. Dude, right? All right, let's do control and then let's get super. Do I have one more super here? I do see it. Perfect, perfect. This is like made for Norse. Do you guys not agree? This is literally made for Norse. Yes, also that's a really good point too, that DLL just pointed out. Not all keycap pullers are made equally as well. I think this might actually be. It's almost too matchy-matchy for me. I like it. Oh, I don't have a side view. That's right. Whew. Here's the side view again, or the side profile again. Damn, that is like literally a perfect match for Norse. Gorgeous looking keyboard. Again, nothing out of this world. It's simple, but it works. The side bezels being this small and this thin really give this an air of almost more premiumness to me. Like, if you had given this to me, I would have said, yeah, maybe a $200 board. Yes, I do have the weights in there, Scotter. Sorry for the ick question, but are 205G0s alone okay for looping switches? It is not an ick question, or quick question. Yes, you're totally fine with using 205. Sorry, I thought you felt bad for asking that. I was like, you do not need to feel bad for that. All right, we're going to try this, and then we're going to just figure out where this kind of stands with the rest of the boards for me. So let's give this a quick little typing test here, shall we, guys? So MX2As lubed with GS2, filmed, spring swapped to 53.5 gram springs. On aluminum, O-ring mounted, no foam, and the Neo60 core unit. Let's actually plug this in as well. All right. I mean, it works very well. We can try a different spacebar. I also want to tune the spacebar a little bit here because I was very light on lube. This sounds really good. This sounds really, really, really good. Everything sounds full. Let me just quickly tune the spacebar. See if I can't make it sound even better. If not, maybe we swap switches. Yeah, just need a little bit of lube. Let's see with a milky yellow as well for a spacebar. Although I'm very happy with the cherry here. See, now I'm conflicted. I know we haven't even tried the gasket mount yet, which we will in a second. But I'm a little conflicted now. I'm a little conflicted. No, this is not the plateless variant. I decided to go with building it with a plate just because this is hot swap. Oop. I don't know. They both sound really poppy and nice to me, so... Same-ish. I think there's a little bit more smoothness coming from this guy. But I would say pretty much identical. Do you guys want to hear a long pull too? What if instead of Obscura, I just try... Actually, let me see. What do I got here? I'm going to try W1. I feel like W1s have sort of the same deepness. Actually, this is not a long pull. Let's try... you know what? Let's see what else I got then. I don't have any BCPs on hand, no. What else do I got? Alright, we'll just do an Obscura. The O-ring hardness, let me triple check, because I don't... Well, let me triple check here in a second. I don't remember off the top of my head. See, the long pull spacebar to me doesn't... I personally think it doesn't make sense in this board. I like these two way better personally. But you guys may like this, so... Yeah, I mean, you can probably get away with using hot swap plateless, but I probably wouldn't. I do spring swap the milky yellows, but you can actually not spring swap milky yellows. They're pretty decent springs. All right, so let's try the gasket variant as well. Let's try that. And then how do we remove these? It's like over here or something? No, you know what? Let's try doing gaskets now. And let's see how we feel about this with gaskets. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I sort of like this sound a little bit more than the 60 CU. Just like ever so slightly, I like it more. So, no, that's just how like O-rings work. Yeah, I do think this sounds better than the CU. And I think I like it a little bit more than the CU for two reasons. The mounting method, O-ring, I think it's just genuinely a good, solid way to mount a keyboard. Like it is. So that kind of leans more into my bias and my preferences, which, by the way, you guys don't have to agree with on this part. So it makes the board a little bit more like airy, poppy, brighter, whatever you want to call it for me. And I think the other thing that's kind of making this board just sound better is I think the feet on these boards make more sense. Like, you guys didn't hear any thuddiness from the desk, you know? And that's gonna probably be from not having long feet, you know? So, I'll put the gaskets here for now. I know they're quite close to the spacebar, but they shouldn't really matter here. We'll see, though. We'll see if we can take them off. It's like 2 seconds to take apart this board. Yeah, maybe no gaps is also helping. Like, there was no good way to test that on the other board to see if they did affect sound, so... Was there some on the side? There was 2 on the side, too. Is the plate interchangeable with the CU? I'm not too sure. Ooh, hold on a second. I like this way more. The O-ring's good on this. Like, don't get me wrong, the O-ring sounded great. I think the gaskets sound way better in this. Damn. I don't know. It feels firm. This is probably like what, a 60 or a 50 or something, maybe a 70. Did they list it? Let me see. Did they list it on their website anywhere? Let me see. Dude, I don't know. I think the gaskets sound a little bit better on this. Is it 30? Maybe that's why. Let me see. I'm gonna search it. I thought I read it somewhere. Nope. Jesus. Hello? Oh, yeah. 30. I'm gonna try something. Hold on. Stick with me, guys. Stick with me. Might be too big, yeah. I have a lot of O-rings. This is the stock one. I'm gonna put this to the side. Yeah, I don't know what they all are, but I'll just kind of go by feeling here. This is too big. Is it too big? Yeah, it's too big. This is probably a good one here to use. Yeah, it's just a bag of old O-rings from other boards. So, stuff that I've never used. Let's go with this one. This is a lot firmer. So let's try this one here. The O-ring man? Who calls me that? Oh my lord. I don't want a new nickname. I do not want a new nickname, please. Alex is being Sauron with all those rings. Oh my god. Alex O-rings? Oh my lord, dude. How did we even get here, bro? Okay, and I know I'm pulling this out with my hands, but it is still a little bit difficult to do that. All right, I'm a big fan of these gaskets. This gasket mount is real good. Let's try a bit of a firmer O-ring, because typically, and this, I thought this felt a little firmer, but I am way off. Typically, I like 70 plus durometer O-rings for my boards. I think light O-rings make a board for an O-ring mounted board sound really weak. I'm kind of shocked by this one here because I do think the boards sound really good with O-ring, but all right. Yeah, like to me that's already a pretty big difference. Sounds much better. Sounds closer to the gaskets now, right? Well, okay. Maybe the stock O-ring for some might be very fair. In terms of like softness, yes, this was a little softer. This is going to be the standard firmness that I've ever had with O-ring boards. The gaskets were definitely a lot softer. How does it compare to the Agar? So I know people are asking about to compare it to the unicorn. I just don't think that's like right to do. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. None of my unicorns. I have the other one with the plateless build. My toxic is disassembled completely. I took out the switches a while ago. It's just the shell of the case. Gasket's still louder because sound can get past PCB. Yeah, probably. You're right on that, Ardang. No, I have them all still. I have a lot of unbuilt. Dude, I need to show you guys a picture of my unbuilt boards. Can I tell you guys a secret? Sometimes when I don't have switches for, like, let's just say I'm doing a keyboard build, right? Let me tell you this little secret, okay? sometimes when I don't have switches for a board, I have to go through all my personal builds. And if something doesn't come in on time, I have to desolder a personal build. So, unfortunately, there was a few builds that I had to completely harvest and take out their keyboards, or their parts. So, even my Kaze doesn't have switches right now. It's because sometimes people want certain things, or like companies want certain things, and I just have to take them out. So there's a few of my personal boards with nothing in them, and I just haven't. No, it's like very specific things, or like I've ordered it already, and then somehow mail doesn't come in on time, and I'm just like, I guess I gotta do this. So it's fine. No, my Quantum still has the Vince on it. Okay, so now we're going to talk about something else here. Hold on, let me go get my 60 CU. Let me go grab that real quick here. Where did I put the 60 CU is the real question. Let me grab all the boards. Where are you, 60 CU? I know I put it away somewhere. I just don't remember where I put it. Just put your 2000 Milky Yellows. No, that was before.
Get wrecked
Green.
with kindness.
Thank you, Dane. Appreciate it, man. Much love to you. My desk is a disaster right now, guys. I'm so sorry. Just deal with me a little bit while I find the board. Everything's a disaster in this room. Where do you guys buy your gasket O-rings from? At the time, I had purchased a lot from Mechland, but I don't know if they still have gaskets. Where did I put this board? Oh, there it is. Okay. Can I take out... No, I don't think I can. I was going to say, can I interchangeably swap these? But I don't think I can, but... So, here's all the boards here. Let's move some stuff out of the way. I think I have a take on this that might be a little bit... You guys probably already know what I'm going to say. So, this technically comes in at what? Did we say $110 for the configuration that I have here? Around the 110, I believe. Which is not the cheapest this can be. And then what? How much did the CU start at again? What was the CU starting point? Let's just go. Yeah, let's plug this in. Let me go triple check what that was. I'm remembering a number, but I'm probably wrong. Neo60 CU. Neo60 CU starts at about 165. All right. Now technically this starts at even lower, but we'll just compare this to, and let's just pick the copper weight for the 60 because I feel like a lot of people get that. Let's pick anodized teal as well for the 60 CU, and let's also pick a hot swap PCB as well as an aluminum plate. Let's just say we got that. So now that makes this board 195 versus 110. I like the core better. I think all around the core feels more like a polished product. And I don't mean that these aren't polished. I just think what this has going for it, whether it was by choice or not, maybe it was, some circumstances that led to the feet being a little bit more compressed into the case and all that jazz. I feel like this is the better board. Looks-wise, I think this doesn't hold a candle to the CU. I love the side profile of the CU. You still get slim side bezels. It's roughly the same shape. The CU has the looks going for it. And if you like copper, like if you want the premium stuff, well, maybe not this one. Whatever. We'll use this one here. It's all fingerprints. They're both fingerprints. If you like the premium look of this one, maybe this is the way to go. I do think this has just enough weight if you get the stainless steel inserts. I think this, at its core, I know, pun intended, feels like a better project. But again, you're not going to get the look of the CU. And maybe to some degree, maybe you won't have the 65, but this feels better. The price point also slaps for this as well. And I'm at a weird crossroads now because, like, I'm thinking, okay, are they different audiences? I don't know, man. I really, like, in my heart, I don't think they're for different audiences. The price is, I know $50 is still technically, how much was it technically total? Almost $80 off. I know $80 is still a lot of money to be, you know, going back and forth with. But the typing experience and the sound profile to me just feels so much more refined and cleaner on this guy. And it might be just because of those feet that I almost feel like, why would I want to upgrade this unless you love the looks? That's it. Like, unless you love it. Even assembly-wise, like, this is a breeze. So, yeah, and, like, you will have to also consider, do you want Win Keyless? Do you want HHKB? Do you want all the different bells and whistles that the CU series can offer? And maybe that's worth your money. So, yes, to some degree, yeah, maybe we can argue different audiences. But, like, if I were to pick right now personally, and I'm just trying to think, like, to myself right now, do I care enough about having copper on the bottom to spend a premium when I know, having tried both of these, that this is the sound profile I like? I don't know. I don't know is the answer. I think I would still pick the core. Yeah, and you can technically get a 65 for the same price as the 60 CU core. But yeah, I don't know. I think the core is the nicer sounding board for me. Again, visually though, as much as I just appreciate the bare bones, simple box on, well, not even a box on wedge. It's just, technically it's a box on wedge. Yes, it's simple, but I mean, dude, you're not going to hold the candle how nice this looks. Like, that looks so much better. My personal design theory is the CU sisters aren't the same design team. Yeah, it could be a different design team for sure. Could be.
Alex is like a Turkish plastic surgeon, harvesting the organs of all his keyboards after making them look pretty.
Oh my god, Ardang, that's dark. Thank you so much for the bits, man. I appreciate that, bro. Oh, I think the original Neo65 is great still. Like, wait, no, sorry. Was the 65 the original one, the only board with that weird mounting point? Am I thinking of that right, or am I thinking of the wrong board? I think that was the only Neo board that had that pogo pin that was fixed. Am I thinking right, or is that the QK series? I'm starting to lose. It was one of the boards. Maybe it wasn't the Neo65's ribbon. Okay, then it was the QK series. That's the QK. Okay. I'm thinking wrong. The 65 was good then. I remember the 65 then. Maybe I was mixing up my QK versus my Neo. So I don't know. It's I think these are the better units for sure. Like, if you're talking about what's, more refined, I think these are great. But if you already have one, if you don't need to upgrade keyboards, you're not really going to get like an upgrade out of this. But the biggest thing here nowadays is it's hard to go wrong with budget boards, and it's insane that these budget boards compete with much more expensive boards, which is of course great for the hobby. Yeah, I mean, also just so everyone knows and to keep in mind when you're looking at stuff like this from Neo and QWERTY Keys and Wuche and all the rest of these brands, they have something that a lot of other people don't. They have scale. So their MOQs, they don't really have like a middleman, because in some cases they are their own manufacturer. While other people have to go find a manufacturer and then get something made with lower quantities and other things they need to worry about. So yes, prices can be a lot lower for these guys. But I never want to compare this to... I think it's kind of unfair in a lot of ways to compare this to a small batch run of someone who just wants to get their design out there. It's fair but unfair. Can you try adding the bump on to the CU and remove the long feet? We did that already, Ozzy. We've already done that on my 60 CU video, where I kind of demoed what it sounds like with the bump-ons being raised. And it does change the sound of the board. It makes the board sound a little bit better. But again, I don't know, I think the CU definitely, or the core is my favorite product out of the three of these. The core is amazing. How would you compare this to the 60 core to the Bakaneko? If you don't already own a 60, like if you already own the Bakaneko, then just keep the Bakaneko. But if you're looking for an O-ring board, I think the core is a lot more clean of a project than the Bakaneko. It's nothing wrong with the Bakaneko, but this feels more refined than the Bakaneko ever did. I think the thing people need to grasp is now you're not really paying for quality in small batch projects. They have these plenty quality. You're paying for cool factor. Well, yeah, I mean, you're always paying for something that you like. How do you feel about this versus the Keycult Zero? The Keycult Zero is a different look and a different aesthetic. I've said this already. The Keycult stuff is meant for people... Guys, what are you guys typing ticket for, by the way? Hold on a second. Pause. What are we typing ticket to? Was it Adam? Adam started it? Jesus Christ, dude. This fucking Adam guy, bro. Look what I did, Alex. Yeah, you're causing trouble. Okay, back to the Keycult thing. The Keycult project, I personally feel, is meant for people who wanted a Keycult. It's still a solid 60%. It obviously follows a different... the thing we just said, where it's not quite as mass manufactured. It's a different aesthetic. It has different pieces to it. It sounded good. I liked the 60, the Zero rather. I think the core sounds a little bit better in my opinion. So like strictly from a sound perspective, I like this. But then again, I'm biased towards these sounds. But I think it kind of falls into the same thing that I said about the CU, right? Like where that would be a purchase where it makes sense. You want like that form factor, but you also really want the design. So ultimately though, man, the core, this thing here, this is going to be so hard to compete with. Now versus the Agar. The Agar was solid. It sounded real good. I was extremely happy with the Agar. This is going to be a tough one to say because the Agar is what, 125. This is in this form, the one we have right now. This is 110. For $15 extra, the Agar looked impressive, like visually impressive. But it might not be everyone's cup of tea. In fact, I can say that with confidence because a lot of people were telling me that they saw the Agar post that I made and they just said that the visuals of the keyboard was too out there for them. Obviously, that's preference, right? Like, I think the Agar is beautiful. And yes, it is only HHKB. It's a different form factor, but we'll just talk about the keyboard as a whole. But if you're in the market for one, you know, and my choice there would be maybe the Agar. But ever so slightly, will I say I like this a little bit better sound-wise. Ever so slightly. They're both great keyboards, though. I don't know, though. I mean, like, it's there's positives and benefits, too. Like, the Agar also has EC compatibility, and you can just pick up an EC PCB for that. You can't say the same about this. So you're having trade-offs here, right? It's a different project with different goals in mind. I don't know though. This is the core is kind of setting like a bit of a standard for me right now. Like this at 110. Let's go back to the keyboard. This at 110 over here sets a very different standard now from what I expect out of at least Neo. So very, very pleased with this. And I'm sure even if you put some foam in this, you can get the foamy sound signature. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't get the core first. It's okay though. Like I don't mind. Eventually, by the way, guys, we'll give away most of these here too. I don't know. Maybe we'll start this week with some of these giveaways. Maybe not the core right away because I need to do content. But we'll do one of these this week. If you guys want, we'll do a giveaway for one of these too. I wonder if I'm going to regret not picking up the Agar. I would like to try more EC kits, but it seems intimidating outside of the HHKB boards. I think you'll love the Agar. Plus, it's a good price point too. I don't think it was by mistake that you didn't get it first, Alex. They knew that what they were doing. There's a little piece of me that wants to say, yeah, maybe they knew the core was the more solid project. Did anyone get the core before the CU stuff? I don't think so, right? I'm a bit bummed. Here's the thing though, Jedi. I don't think you're in the wrong for buying the CU. It still sounds and feels really good. It looks way better too. It's like any other release. The more expensive one goes out first. Nope. Oh, you mean creators? Yeah, I don't know if creators did, right? Any recommendations for moving excess lube from stabs on a soldered build? Ooh. You can try getting like a angled tweezer. Just wrap it in like paper towel and then just kind of wipe it. Like try to lift the stab up a little bit and wipe it. Or you can just lift the stabilizer stem and just kind of wipe it off with a dry brush. So a number of creators posted a core / CU side by side on YouTube like a week or two ago. Because I only got this in the other day. I literally got this in. I can tell you the exact day I got it. I got this in on the 7th. So 5 days ago. But we got the CU stuff in a while ago. Simon did the core first. Maybe Simon was I think Simon might have been the only person who got it in that early, though. So. All right, though. Well, I'm very happy with this. This turned out great. Now, shall we do the giveaway? I don't know. Okay, actually, before we do that, what do you guys think? Like, what are your guys' thought process on this? I'm in camp. This sounds a little bit better to me. Like, this is the more refined sound signature. These look better. These don't sound or feel bad by any stretch of the imagination. CU IMO. Core is a dub. Core for sure. I like you think, Stany. I like the core too. I want both. I mean, yeah, this could be an interesting pickup for both. They're not like crazy expensive. Obviously, guys, please be mindful of how you guys are spending. I know all these things are super, super cool. Please be mindful of how you guys spend your money. That matters a lot to me as well. Looks are so much better on the CU IMO. Yeah, the CU is hard to beat for looks. I agree. I think I need to hear it side by side, but it doesn't matter for the value. The core is a no-brainer. Yeah, the core is insanely priced. It is such a good price point for what you're getting. Such a crazy price point. I actually ended up liking the core most except for the side profile. Yeah, the side profile is lackluster. Like, you're not getting much there. I'm going to do a write-up on this, too. I'm going to use this for the next few days as well. I was supposed to use the Agar for the next few days, but man, that Lily is crazy. Actually, I can't even use the Agar now because the PCB still doesn't work. But I'm going to do a write-up on this. Please compare the 60 core and the old 65 core. Was there a 65 core that I'm not aware of? Core seems like Neo60 where it sounds good no matter what switch you build it with. Just Neo60. Oh, you're talking about the OG one? Okay. Just the original? I don't think I still have... I give away most of the boards, by the way, guys. Like, these ever only stay in my place for about a month. And then either they get shelved until we do giveaways or we give them away. So these will also most likely be given away in the next month. We'll see. It's not every day that I get to keep them for myself. Well, for today's giveaway... Oh, let me plug this in. Can I borrow a couple for a couple? Can I borrow them for a couple weeks? If you actually want to, I'm down to let you borrow them. Oh, hold on. I think I bent one of the pins. I'll just use this board for now. CP01. So this is for the control panel 01. One sticker for free. You guys can enter for the control panel. I'm paying for shipping. You don't have to worry about it. Dude, how do you even compete with the Polygon? The Polygon 7 is such a unique layout that I don't think it's even comparable. Quite frankly, if I was in the position to buy any board right now and I was like, okay, what should I get, the Core or the Polygon? Just strictly off of how unique the Polygon is, I'd pick up the Polygon. It also sounded really good too. But yeah, I'd pick up the Polygon. The Polygon's so cool. Building my Polygon right now, it is a incredibly interesting board. Like, you really can't compete with that. This is the board we're giving away right now. What's up, Mark? How you doing, man? Marquise, thank you so much for the yay and the 8 months of being here. Control panel 01 giveaway is insane. I told you guys I give away most of the stuff. I don't lie when I say that. I always try to give away stuff that we get to keep here. What the heck is that? It is a board. I'll show you. It's done. Well, the foot fell off. I'll have to go grab it after this. It is a very interesting board with a left-aligned volume knob. It is quite cool, but it's only a split spacebar. I think the coding of this was really neat. I did a write-up on this board. I liked it that much. I did a write-up. I normally don't do write-ups for just any board because they take so much time, but we'll let it run for like a few minutes more here, and then we'll do the giveaway here. Thank you, Muppets. Yeah, this was a gorgeous, gorgeous board. Like I said, I just had to do some coverage on it. It was that cool. If you're a right-hand spacebar user, it's very awkward to type on. I typed on it just fine for the most part. Oh yeah, and it also, I'm just going through the write-up now, it also had some crazy interesting gaskets, or whatever you want to call it. They're like shocks, basically. You guys should look at the write-up. It has some interesting pictures that I took of it for that. How's the giveaway work? You type an exclamation point ticket, it enters the giveaway, and then I'm gonna cancel the giveaway, like close it, and then draw the winner from those tickets. So, can you pick it up and show some different angles? Just for you, Adam. No, the bottom doesn't use a 1U. It uses like a... Hold on, what is the bottom U? Or the bottom spacebar thing here? I think it's like a 1.25. Or maybe a 1.5. I don't remember now. 1.25 center, says Bouquet Bob. There's the side profile of this. The lily's on the top, yes. The lily's extremely pretty. I mean, you can just... Yeah, you can make them all one thing, too. You can make it all one thing. Gotta make sure y'all bought the spacebar kits. Yes. To some degree, you do need that. Alright, guys. Let's close this in 5 seconds, and then we'll draw for a winner here. Alright. And winner is... Pin! Congrats! Let me write all this stuff down here. Is Pin in chat? I hope so. Let's see. Pinch one. Good old Pin. All right, let's go to my Google Sheets and let's write this down. Congrats, man! All right. This is going to be the CP01. And winner is Pin. Congrats! GG Pin. Big GG's. Can you DM me on Twitch and I'll send you the form in the next day or two here? I didn't win. I'd probably stop using all my other boards. it is an interesting board. It's so cool. I hope Pin ends up loving this, man. Oh no, it wasn't for the CU. It was for the control panel. The CU I'll probably give away in the next week or two as well. That'll be given away too, Red. I'll be doing giveaways for a bunch of stuff in the next few weeks here. Hi Alex, you're looking well. If you had to choose between keyboards or your mustache, what would you choose? What the? This is a tough one. Bro, I don't look good without a mustache, man. Can I just have regular facial hair then? Like, do I have to shave it like down to like? Do I just get no facial hair there? How many subs to shave? We had one opportunity for that, and I'm never gonna do it again. I didn't even want to do that. I was just told to do that. Like that was like something I had to agree to for something else, and I don't even want to chance it. Oh my god, zany. Eyebrows only? You guys are gonna hate this answer, guys. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I would pick my facial hair over the keyboards. I would just go find the new hobby, dude. Trust me. I know me. I know what I look like without the beard. I don't want that. I'll just go find something else to do. Maybe I'll start Gunpla. All right. I'll become a Gunpla streamer. Real, dude. Oh my god, man. No, man. It just ain't happening. Next question, facial hair or this question the stream deserves. Oh my god, I'm not doing. I told you that's when I quit streaming, Zany. Use a keyboard as the mustache. Would still watch Gunpla builds. Thanks, Crack. Appreciate that, man. Can I get another sound test? I missed it of the the core. Of course. Okay, final thoughts with this board. Love the basics of this. This is well done for just being a basic board. Love the side bezels. Visually, there's not a whole hell of a lot going on with it other than the side bezels. The weight's nice. It's okay. Like, it's nothing out there. It definitely looks very unicorn inspired. The feet, I think a lot of people are going to think the feet are hit and miss because they're kind of rounded. I like them. I think they're kind of cool. They work well. They make the board still function fine. The internal stainless steel weights are great. Nice little touch to this particular model anyways. Remember, if you go with wireless, you're not going to get those. You get foam inserts, you get batteries instead. I think the only thing in which I can say this might be a miss on, the only thing, and this is even preference based, the stock O-ring, I would have liked. I think 30 is even very light for the standard O-ring. I think if they would have went with a 50 durometer or 58 O-ring, that would have been a much safer choice for everyone. But because the standard usually is 50. You're right on that, oh honey. So I'm a little not turned off by the fact, like, I wouldn't use the 30 myself. It did sound fine. Like, we didn't dislike the sound. But there is a noticeably better sound. Like, it just sounds fuller and a little bit more refined with using a heavier O-ring. Now, with that being said, the gaskets included with this, because this is a dual mounting system. You can pick one or the other. The gaskets worked great. And I think a lot of people end up probably using the gaskets if they like the stuff that I like. But, bit of a weird choice to go with 30. I would have definitely liked to see 50. And then I've also, maybe missed opportunity. I don't know if they wanted to, but why not even list like a 50 and a 70 as extras that you could have purchased as well? For like an extra, I don't know, they could even charge $5-10 for them. I'm sure people would have bought them. So, interesting. And maybe this is a good opportunity for them to list some of their O-ring durometers and, hardnesses. So, interesting though. Again, quick recap on how I felt versus the CU. To me, this sounds a little bit better, a little bit more refined, a little bit more full than the CU 60 and 65. And I think that is strictly really due to the long foot on the bottom of the CU, creating a bit more of a thuddy sound signature. That doesn't mean they don't sound good. I actually really liked the 65 CU that we built. That's actually why I had keycaps on it still, because I was actually using that on rotation. It was really nice. But I think this is more of my personal bias, personal preference alley. So, could you use the chorus feet on the CU? I mean, these are curved. You can probably put them on, but it wouldn't look like they belong there. So, anyways, that's pretty much the build. Oh, Tony, I can't tonight. Tonight, I'm actually gonna make some popcorn and I'm gonna watch a movie. I've been trying to finish the last Captain America movie in the series there, other than the new one that just came out. And I think tonight's the night. No, I didn't watch Daredevil. I ended up not watching it last night. I ended up playing a scary game. I was playing this game where you're on a train, and then you get off at every stop, and you have to find differences. I forget what it's called now, but we're kind of playing that. And then we ended up playing Escape the Backrooms, but the nicer looking version. And oh my god, that was... Honestly, I don't know why I played that late at night. Who do you think could take Chris Evans' place as Captain America? Well, I think Anthony Mackie did a really good job. I actually liked the new Captain America. Like, we talked about this. I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. It was entertaining at the very least. I want to talk about it. I do, as I normally like talking about movies and entertainment that way, but I'm going to wait until more people watch it. So, have you tried Repo? Yeah, Repo's not scary to me, though. I have not been scared at Repo. It's more silly. It's more silly. Can you go please raid a hot tub streamer so I can tell my GF it's not my fault I'm watching it? Oh my god, Korean. That's hilarious. But no, man, we're not going to do that. We're going to go raid some who does keyboards. Let's go raid Marcia. Marcia is an old friend of mine in the hobby. Really great person. I think you guys will like Marcia's stream. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. I'll DM you on Discord. All right, you know, Pin. I think we've talked on Discord already. So yeah, do that instead. Take care, Pin. Love you, buddy. Love you guys all. Thank you all for tuning in today. We'll do another giveaway tomorrow for something else. Thank you guys. Really appreciate you guys even just tuning in today to hang out to watch the 60 core build. Love you. Talk to you guys very, very soon. I'll have a write-up on the core in hopefully the next like week, I'd say. But until then, guys, love you. Thanks for being here. And thanks for stopping by. Bye, everybody. See ya.